Hi, this is Praios and I'm a professional gambler. And on this Sunday morning, we want to look into some high stakes, no limit hold'em action on GG Poker. Yeah, we will rail a bit. This content was brought to us by BCP Poker Replays. Thanks for uploading this content. If I upload this on YouTube, I will also link the video. Yeah, as this is said and done, let's start in the action and see how these high stakes degens play. Yeah, looks okay-ish with antes and getting the discount to defend the deuce 8, although it's definitely on the edge. This looks standard so far to me. I mean, what should you do? Middle pair is good hand in no limit hold'em. Hard to make pairs. And yeah, with a gut shot, you can also continuation bet for sure, especially if you expect your opponent to have a very wide range and that he has to fold a lot on the flop. Yeah, turn is a good card for Wiktor. Now he improved to a flush draw as well, and it's now even harder for his opponent to have a queen. So I expect him to not fold yet, or maybe at all. Yeah, I thought that level might give up a lot, but I get the bet. I mean, he's giving himself a very good price, and yeah, he's trying to fold out gut shots and stuff. So yeah, can't blame him for trying. Wiktor obviously will call. That's a tough card. Now Wiktor might get beaten by a random king, which was bluffing. He's still be beat if his opponent has a queen, a pocket pair higher than an 8, and also beat if his opponent manages to have an ace 8, for example, and against other 8s he's just splitting, if I read the board correct. Although he's not splitting against all 8s, right? So the board is queen. So if he has a kick up with his 8, better than a 9, or a 9 when he will lose too. So yeah, no reason for Wiktor to bet, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, level 29 also now got scared. He by now can assume that his opponent has something, and yeah, I would give up in his shoes as well. Too many hands that can call him. Yeah, I like the complete, and yeah, with the free play you obviously just check. I don't expect a raise. Although, seems like I'm wrong. He raises. I personally would have checked the big blind and see a free flop. So again, two very marginal hands. Addamo with a very weak flush draw. And it's also a one-card flush draw. And yeah, Bodyakovsky, sorry for probably butchering his name, yeah, has bottom pair. I think it's probably going check. Let me go move a bit so that you can see the cards better. Yeah, we might check it down. I mean, this is also not a great board for Michael. Bodyakovsky could bet here because his range should be stronger, but yeah, not really a reason to. I mean, he might be ahead, and if he's not, he's way behind. And yeah, he's just cooking. I mean, I personally would just look to get this to showdown. Yeah, checking again, and probably check on the river. Or is Michael now trying to bluff with his 8 high? Yeah, he does. I mean, I don't hate it. Although, giving his opponent such a good price, I expect that he will get called very, very often. I personally would not have made this bet. I mean, at 10, queen and ace calls for sure. Don't expect my opponent to have many deuces, although he could have a ton if he's even re-raising 7 deuce. Yeah, so this is only putting pressure on hands that have nothing, or like bottom pair type hands. So yeah, don't agree with this bet. Let's see if this is also a very tough one. I mean, against a bigger bet, I would probably fold my 7 deuce. Now it's very tough getting such a good price. Yeah, and he makes a crying call and is right this time. Hands without whole cards. We don't like that. So let's not get into it this hand, but this one looks good. Queen, queen, standard open. 4-4. Calls, getting a good price, having a small discount from the small blind. Definitely fine. Yeah, okay. That's unfortunate for Wiktor. He was trapping and he's obviously looking to get a lot of money in. But unfortunately for him, the flop gets checked through. I mean, what do you do with the queens? Definitely a pot control type hand. And yeah, what's happening now? Should he lead out is the question, or should he check again? I personally like starting to build a pot. And Wiktor agrees. Yeah, queens can't fold yet. Oh, that's now a very bad card. But, I mean, actually it's not that bad because his opponent raised from under the gun and yeah, you don't expect him to have that many 7s. So, yeah, maybe he will even value bet again. He's definitely thinking about it, and he does. Yeah, this is perfectly reasonable. Queen Queen definitely is now in a very tough spot, and I wonder what he will do. These guys probably ran a lot more GTO solutions than I did. I did 0, so it's easy for them to beat this. Yeah, this hand, we already had this in a previous episode. Yeah, I mean, we don't have the action before the turn, but yeah, looks like Trueteller bet and got minimum raised, and there's almost no money behind. And yeah, when this happens to you and then your opponent is a fish, you often are in huge trouble with just top pair. But sometimes they do weird stuff like having a jack 2 or 10s or something like that, or they decide that a 9 is, you know, well, although I don't expect to see a 9, but maybe 10s or another jack. So yeah, very hard to find a fold here. And yeah, Trueteller is not known to be someone who makes tough folds, so I expect the money to go in. Actually, I know that the money's going in because I already reviewed that hand and I remember. And yeah, unlucky, but he runs into a 6. And he cannot suck out, so Rahul takes the money. And Daniel is dancing. Ace King, standard 3-bet. This is actually already kind of tough. I mean, his implies are a lot less than he would have if we play full stacked. So yeah, this is definitely close one, but he still calls. Yeah, now we got an open-ender versus 2 overs. Yeah, with an open-ender, I back the flush draw. His opponent might just have overs, so yeah, no way he can get out now. I mean, even against aces and stuff, he almost got the equity. Maybe he got it. I think probably it's not enough. I mean, I will tell you a secret rule how you can determine how much equity you have. If you need to look at your outs, in this case it is 8. And with 8 outs, you just multiply it by 4 if you see 2 streets. So he has approximately 32% equity. And yeah, the odds he's getting are a bit worse, but yeah, he could also be up against Ace King, and against Ace King he has 8 outs. He has, what is it, 14 outs, and against this he would be like flipping or a bit ahead. So yeah. And by the way, you can also apply this rule on the turn, but then you don't have to multiply by 4, but by 2. Yeah. This is called the rule of 2 and 4. Yeah. Let's now continue. And Tom of Finland wins half, it looks like. So we split the pot. This is a squeezed pot. Not a squeezed pot, this is a straddled pot. 7-4. Yeah, this is definitely on the edge if you should raise or not. Yeah, 8-8, I would say standard 3-bet against the button. I would re-raise more often than just calling. I mean, you could just call because you're very deep and you put yourself in a bad spot with 8s out of position with a lot of money behind. So calling is an option too. Yeah, I can't blame him for c-betting the flop, and wouldn't blame Michael to continue in some way. He can raise, he can call, a lot of options. Yeah, Michael now improved a bit more. He has a paired in addition to his straight draw. Is there a reason for betting, or should he just take the free card is the question now. I think he should take the free card. He agrees. Yeah, yet now I think it's getting checked down. Yeah. And the 8s take the pot. Yeah, standard hand, I would say. $2.3K. Yeah, I would say yeah, standard open, standard defend. Both guys hit a little something. King 9 probably pot controlling and bluff inducing, so I expect him to call. This is a good turn. He probably calls again. I mean, he's ahead against all the straight draw things, the many gut shots and open ender, so no reason to not call. And yeah, Jack 10 obviously has to bet, as yeah, you have top pair and top pair is a very good hand. And yeah, now Jack 10 improved to top 2. But a lot of stuff came in. The backdoor flush draw is now there, and also a lot of straights got there. I wonder if he's value betting again. My guess is yes. You may look scary, but yeah, you are still ahead against enough stuff to make a value bet, and he also makes it small so that his opponent can call light. Yeah. And King 9 is not finding no fold. I mean, King 9 is definitely a very tough one to call, but yeah, he made the decision to call. I mean, can't be too bad. King 8. That's a 3-bet. No, that's not a 3-bet. That's an open from the small blind. I mean, it's also a quite big open, but he's getting for a lot of. This is also a spot where you are on the edge of, should I raise, should I not raise? He, in this case, makes the decision that he has a raise, that he wants to raise. Yeah, easy defend with the Queen 10. Yeah, now as preferred progressor and against a very wide range from the big blind or the straddle, to be more exactly, I would continue to bet. Continuation bet should take it down enough to make this profitable. Yeah, Queen 10 obviously is not folding. And Queen 10 with gut shot 2 will not fold here. King 8 could bet again. You will get folds from some stuff. Yeah, Queen 10, King Queen. Yeah, these hands are not folding. Jack 10 most likely not folding as well. King Jack not folding, but yeah, 6 can fold. Pocket pairs from low pocket pairs fold. 8s, 9s, stuff like this definitely can fold. And if he's also planning to bet river, this could obviously work out. I mean, let's see if he's also firing river, but I see some merits for doing so. I mean, all these Jack 10, King Jacks type hands, Queen 10 hands are in rough shape if he's firing again. Yeah, it's a very tough call. If he's faced with another big bet with a hand like his. But he's afraid to bet again. I'm also not sure if it would have worked. I mean, it could very well be, but yeah. I mean, this is obviously just seeing both the guy's hold cards, but his range is a lot wider and not a lot bigger than just Queen 10, and there are also a lot of good hands in there, so yeah, giving up also reasonable play. Yeah, standard open, standard defend, I say. Yeah, another pot control line, I think. Yeah, he calls. Yeah, now he calls again. Open ender and a pair. Queen 8 also now betting for value and protection. Yeah, 6-7 does not like this run out, and I wonder if LevMeALone will value bet again. That's definitely a tough one. Can extract value from some stuff potentially, but yeah, a lot of stuff like slow plays might also be ahead. What should he do? I say value bet again. No, he's not. Yeah, it's definitely a close one. Okay, standard open. This hand can now 3-bet or call. Let's see what he decides to do. He's 3-betting. This is... yeah, they're also quite deep. Yeah, ace queen can go for the four-bet, can also just call. With these positions, I say four-bet a bit more than just calling. But yeah, Wiktor this time decides to just call. The flop looks quite good for ace queen. If your opponent is not having a pocket pair, and pocket pairs are not that common, you are often still ahead against all these aces, Broadway type hands. Only ace king beat you, so yeah, definitely another. He should call. Vector flush draw he has as well. Yeah, this is also same situation again. Yeah, ace 8 also has a tough decision to make. Should he bet and value bet, try to fold out some ace high type hands, and also stuff that has equity against him, like king queen, or should he just check back and take his equity? I mean, he also has showdown value against some weaker hands in his opponent's range. What should he do? I say better check. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Wiktor now with the full house. I wonder if he's tricky trappy here or if he bets. I say bet for value, right? Or when your opponent might be bluffing. Maybe that's probably mixing it between betting and checking is fine. I mean, it's very hard to get value given how the hand played out. What will call? I mean, flushes probably call. Flushes not necessarily bet for value. A 7 calls, but the 7 most of the time bets turn. All these pocket pairs that check back like weekends for 4 deuce deuce 3-3 might call. Yeah, I say given how the action went, your opponent is quite likely to check again. So yeah, I changed my mind. I say betting should be your main strategy. Yeah, he agrees. He also bets small. He wants to get called from marginal hands. I like it. And yeah, ace 8, I say yeah, call it and see what he got. I mean, he could be bluffing with 6-8 or 6-4. Yeah, for example. Or yeah, there are also more gut shots, right? 8-9, stuff like this. He could be betting the weaker flush. I like the call, especially getting such a good price. Standard open. Yeah, this is yeah, I mean, pocket pairs, sometimes you should re-raise them to disguise that what your hand really is. And yeah, I like it. And yeah, you could also call. You could even consider folding, depending on the guys behind you. Yeah, the fours with the flop, but yeah, still making the continuation bet. I mean, he can be ahead against stuff like ace queen, ace jack, ace 10. A lot of stuff he's ahead actually. Queen 10, jack 10, ace highs. He also gets stuff to fold but has a lot of equity against him. That's not a great turn. I expect this to go check check. Ace jack thinks that it has showdown value, and 4-4 does not want to value town himself, so good play. Yeah, river probably is going check check again. Standard hand. Running hard, indeed. Okay, this is a huge game. Seems like we have a mandatory straddle as well. King Jack, yeah, standard open. I mean, back in the day, where people used to be very tight, you often folded King Jack offsuit under the gun, but raised with King Jack suited. But I think in our days environment, this is an open. Yeah, King 10 suited also good enough hand to defend with antes and being in the big blind, getting a discount. Yeah, that's now a standard check call line. He could even consider a raise with a hand that strong, but he likes to just call. Yeah, this is a bit non-standard, but he's firing again on the turn with just king high. I guess he's trying to fold out ace highs and gut shots. I mean, against the gut shots, he's technically ahead, but he is protecting his hand because these gut shots have a lot of outs. Yeah, another call. Oh, very unlucky for Beumers, but yeah, sometimes you get sucked out. I think he played his hand perfectly until this point. Now he probably has to check call again. Yeah. Oh, that's also, this is getting a bit tough as he's now facing an overbet, but yeah, I think he has to call. He's too high up in his range to consider folding. And yeah, if LevMeALone had like, what could he have? King Queen, he might also fire all streets or the gut shot, ditch that missed. So yeah, I think he has to call. His opponent's range also appears a bit polarized when he bets so big on the river. And he should not have many sixes after raising from on the gun. Yeah, he also calls. I mean, he obviously don't likes it too much, but yeah, what? Sometimes you are just in a cooler spot and there's no way out. Ace King, standard 3-bet. Ah, okay. Malinowski plays this one very tricky trappy and is not going for the 3-bet. Now 10s go for the squeeze. Yeah, standard, and I guess Malinowski now gets it in. I mean, against a shorty, he's never going out. He can have worse hands. For example, ace jack or ace queen. And yeah, he's in good shape against everything other than kings or aces. But he hits a very unlucky first run out. But they run it twice and he loses both. Happens. Yeah, king 10. Can 3-bet, can call. A lot of options. Just calling. Yeah, Michael getting such a good price. I mean, his hand is crappy, but it's at least suited, so I expect him to come along all day. Oh, this... I expect some money to go in. Top pair against the flush draw plus the 2 overcards. 5-9 probably will just call. No reason to blow the pot. That's not a good card. But I mean, you should not be that scared of the ace because, yeah, if his opponent had ace high on the flop, he's often checking back against 2 opponents. So yeah, the more scary is the heart coming in. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, all the gut shots still did not make their hand, so I would expect him to call the turn bet. Ooh, that's insanely tricky. Samarino, who might be a recreational player, decides to play this very tricky. Yeah, I mean, he could have maybe gotten more money by betting and betting again. Now I expect Michael to check again. Another scare card came out. But he might at least get one bet out of him, but he would also got at least one bet if he bets the turn. So yeah, don't like the check back too much. Let's see for what sizing he goes. Oh, quite big one. Yeah, Michael now, after he checks back turn. Yeah, I mean, he could be having complete nonsense, just betting river to take it down. And you also expect him to be a bit polarized because a lot of stuff he will not bet. A queen probably is not value betting. Also, this Samaritino might be a recreational player, so yeah, I guess he's calling. I don't love to call in his spot, but yeah, he kind of has to. Another straddle pot. LevMeALone probably open raises. He does. Yeah, Wiktor is into. Yeah, I mean, could also check flop, but yeah, if you're checking, you play your hand more or less face up, and you still should have a lot of pooled equity against a very wide defending range from the straddle. So yeah, I don't hate the bet. Now I would shut down with the fours, but he is not shutting down. This is very risky. I guess this is sort of a bluff and protection against it's protection against all the possible draws, and it's a bluff against everything else, like a 5, a king. I wonder if he's giving up on river or if he continues. Okay, Wiktor definitely had an easy call on the turn. I would have very hard time facing another big bet with just an ace, but yeah, LevMeALone cannot pull the trigger. And yeah, Malinowski has an easy check back. Tilt, yeah, he probably also thought that could have put him into a lot of trouble. And he would bet again. This open raise seems quite ambitious. Definitely on the loose side. Ace queen, yeah, against a loose dude, definitely 3-betting. 8-9 continues. Yeah, ace queen, yeah. I mean, you could bet, you could check. Both is fine. I mean, that's a very scary board. A lot of stuff has a lot of equity against you. Not a mistake to try to keep this pot small. Yeah, after it's getting check, I expect... Yeah, should he bet now? Yeah, I think he should bet. Protecting from hands with one club. Getting some value from a jack, from a queen, from aces up. Yeah, a lot of reasons to bet. He decides to slow play. Once I check, I would check call. No reason to bloat the pot. Oh, that's a very bad river. But I think given the line he took, he cannot fold. And it's a perfect scare card for his opponent to continue bluffing. Oh, also putting him in a very bad situation. Overbetting, but yeah, still, I would call. This makes him even more polarized. I mean, is he actually doing this with just a 10? Hard to say. And Wiktor figures it out eventually. Yeah, standard open here. King Jack. I mean, this is a bit of a tough call. We have one more guy behind. Our hand plays not that well out of position against the two opponents. I mean, this will be almost always a 3-way pot, so yeah, wouldn't blame people if they fold King Jack here. Maybe it's a bit nitty, but yeah, that's my stance. Okay, it's not getting 3-way. leads out. That's very interesting and a line you probably don't see too often. He's also not wrapping that much. Let's see how LevMeALone reacts to this. He thinks that he might be full of it and decides to call. He also has 2 overs and a vector flush draw. So some potential still to improve. Jack King. King Jack still ahead, but he probably does not think that he is ahead. Yeah, Queen Jack improved. Yeah. Should he just call? Should he raise? What should he do? What do you think? This is also such an unorthodox line. Taken by Bodyakovsky. Yeah, folding is not an option. Yeah, raise is probably not a high frequency play. Yeah, he all agrees and just calls. Yeah, on the river. Let's see. I mean, he has to bluff again, right? I mean, he's blocking the flushes. He has a high heart in his hand. He has no showdown value. He can fold out a lot of stuff, like maybe a 6, a 7. Yeah, it will be tough to fold out a 9. But yeah, I guess he has to bet again. I mean, I would. He does, and he will get called for sure, maybe even raised. I guess not raised, because we see the whole cards, and no way he calls a raise, so... Should Queen Jack re-raise here? I mean, Queen Jack could extract value from a 4, but it's hard for your opponent to have a 4 and not a full house. I mean, he might potentially defend, you know, I mean, 4, 5, no full house. 4, 6 has a full house. 4, 4, 6, 6, 7, 7 might all be played this way and all have a big hand. Yeah, I guess too many combinations of better hands could also be like the ace-high flush or stuff. So yeah, I agree with just calling. Running hard, indeed. No whole cards, so let's jump ahead a bit. Oops, that was too much. Standard open, standard defend. Yeah. Wiktor, yeah, can do both. Checking is obviously fine. Not risking to get raised. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, we don't expect to get raised that often. I mean, we are so fucking deep. Not many hands your opponent wants to get the pot out of complete out of hand. So I think betting probably is his best option. Should check some, I say. Yeah, he's getting called. Oh, that's a very lucky turn. Continue to betting for sure. Wow, an overbet. I like it quite a lot. Yeah, Queen Jack, no way. He folds. Big river. I guess Malinowski will value bet again. Cannot be scared from off the hearts. I mean, it's very hard to make flushes in non-limit Holdem. He has top 2, so yeah, I expect another bet. And yeah, this is very tough for Queen Jack. He's faced with another bet. What the fuck? I mean, I would probably fold Queen Jack if I face another huge bet. But what the fuck? Why is he not value betting? That seems very nitty. Another straddled pot, and seems like a lot of people are interested in this one. Is he going for the squeeze? No, he's just calling. Yeah, getting such a good price. King 5 has to see a flop. Oh, 2 pair against 2 pair. And they both play tricky. Will they continue to slow play? I guess at least one of these guys now will bet. I would 100% bet with the King 5 now. Yeah, he does. Yeah, no way. Bottom. No, it's not bottom 2. The 2 pair are folding here. Easy call. Ooh, that's... Is this now another value bet? Or should the King 5 now try to just show it down? Another tricky spot. Check, check, check. I mean, his opponent could have... He's not squeezing pre-flop. He can have a king. King with hearts, for example. Or just a king. Can he have hands like 4-5, 4-6? Possibly. Especially with hearts too. Some slow played flushes. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's also less likely that his opponent has the king, because you got one as well. But I say value bet. Again, no value bet. Tens from Wiktor Malinowski. I think we reviewed this in a previous episode. Yeah, pretty sure we did. Don't necessarily agree with the limp. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely do this. This looks like a money flop. I mean, I actually know the result already. Yeah, no way to fold the tens right now. Your opponent has some fives in his range for sure, but it's hard to make a 5. And yeah, I mean, he could also be bluffing with a lot of gut shots, open-enders. Yeah, that's a tough one for tens. The opponent is polarizing his range a lot. He's basically saying, I got a 5 or better. Could have like gut shots, picked up the flush draw, all that stuff. Could also be doing a very risky play with a 7, but it's less likely. And yeah, that's a river that on paper looks quite good for tens. Is Michael now shipping all in? Yeah, this is very, very lucky. I mean, what he is representing here is only a 5, nothing else. And Wiktor is very high up in his range. I mean, I'm also not sure how much people bluff in this sort of spot. So folding is not completely out of line, but as these guys all want to be exploitable, and as tens are quite high up in his range, yeah, he's not folding. He's hating it, but he's not folding. Yeah, I mean, he's probably already like, oh, what the fuck, I have to call. I expect to be beat a lot, but he's now figuring out if his opponent can ever have a bluff. And if he comes to the conclusion that he has some bluffs, taking this line, then he will now make the call and get very bad news. And yeah, this looks, yeah, this is a 328k pot. There's also just one combination for the, I mean, there's just 1 5 in the deck left, so maybe, I don't know. It's close. I mean, if you play against not well-balanced opponents who might not find enough bluffs in spots like this, you can sometimes make an exploitative fold, but yeah, if your opponents are as good as most of the guys in this game, yeah, it's hard to fold a hand that high up in your range. And yeah, I mean, all these guys think about being non-exploitative, and that's why they don't often fold when it's in theory exploitable. Yeah, kings probably go for the re-raise or the squeeze. Yep. And they might get it in just pre-flop. This would just be a cooler. I mean, this might be the hand after the tens thing, and these guys are not machines. Wiktor might be steaming, so I cannot blame him at all to get intense here. This is standard. I mean, even without the pot before happening, this is still a fine get it in with tens. It's just unlucky to run into kings. They run it 3 times. And tens lose all 3. Yeah, stand open with the suited connector. Ace Jack can now do 2 things, and he elects to go for the raise this time. Yeah, both guys have a little something. Malinowski with the gut shot and the overs, and this Samarino with the ace high, which has some showdown value. Yeah, probably a check, right? Or is he continuation betting his ace check? No, he's checking. Wiktor now improved again to a double gut shot. But yeah, it sucks that he has no flush draw with it. Should he bet? I mean, he can expect to have some fold equity, at least by the river if he decides to bet twice. I wouldn't hate it. But he probably knows better what to do in a spot like this, like a guy who played No Limit Hold'em many years ago and did not do any solver work since then. Yeah, he bets small. Okay. He has like the nut low, so this is always a good thing to consider when you decide if you want to bluff or not. I mean, if you have the worst hand possible and everything beats you, and you might have some fold equity, this is often good time to bluff. I mean, this is also like a semi-scary card. The flopped flush draw came in. Yeah, I mean, the straight 6-4, not that likely. But yeah, hands like the 5 and the 6 will be definitely in a tough spot. The missed spades fold, all the gut shot and gutshot type hands fold, the open-enders fold. I like a bet. I mean, I think the ace-high hands already also should fold. Yeah, Wiktor's not pulling the trigger. And ace-jack probably checks, expecting to lose. And yeah, this is like a very rare scenario. Yeah, okay, Wiktor's tilted. And he should be. This was not good played. Yeah, standard open from the button, standard defense. I mean, he's getting a very good price. Okay, that's not a good flop for any of these guys. I expect a continuation bet still. Yeah, I mean, King 8 is continuing because the odds were just too good. And both guys have very wide ranges. The King High is good often. And yeah, after hitting the 8, I don't expect him to fold the turn either. But also no reason to bet. Yeah, so he has to call again. River is a tough one if he's facing another bet. But yeah, I think it's a call if he faces another bet. The flush draw missed. His opponent will not value bet an ace. Or at least I don't expect many guys to value bet an ace. Even two pair might just check. So yeah, I say do the hero call. The 8 also is a good card to do the hero call because it blocks some of the potential straights your opponent might have. So it's an indirect blocker. Be back. Be right back. Yeah, I say he should call. I already said that. Obviously, in game, when you don't see the whole cards of both guys, it's a lot tougher to make this call. Okay, yeah, 10-9 probably opening. It is. Yeah, loose defense, but I like it. I like the continuation bet. He's not continuation betting. Yeah, this guy is probably the recreational player on the table. I would continuation bet all the time. But maybe he played it perfect as he's now getting LevMeALone to bluff with a hand with no equity basically. So maybe he had good reason to do so. He should call for sure. And he does. Yeah, LevMeALone now has to bet, I think. He's blocking the straight. Another scare card came in. He's probably not putting his opponent on a 10. And also not on an 8. Although, if Sammaritino is a fish, I would put him on an 8 quite a bit. So I don't know if it's a regular or not. If it's not a regular, I say he should check and give up. If it's a regular, I think betting again is okay. Wow. More than double the size of the pot. This is now, even 10-9 is now, oh, this is a very sick one. This is a very good play, especially against the recreational player. Even if he puts him on a 10, I mean, I would expect my opponent to fold a 10 now. I mean, if he bluffs, this is the best sizing he could choose. So yeah, I like it if he's bluffing with when he uses this sizing. I mean, you have only whole cards from one guy, so well, let's still look into this. Standard continuation bet. Oh, he this time actually has the nut low. So this might be a reason for him to bluff. He should also have quite a bit of fold equity if he barrels through against all sort of hands like pocket pairs, ace-highs and stuff. Can he go for the overbet again? Let's do it. Bam, he does it. Well played, sir, well played. Maybe he was tilted. This is also like a leveling game because it's against the same opponent again. And yeah, De Sammartino probably now thinks that he cannot be as crazy as before and try to bluff him again. So yeah, like it. I don't like what he probably showed his hand. Yeah, this is standard preflop. And flop also looks standard if Wouter calls. Yeah, I like the turn bet. There's a lot of value to be gained and a lot of protection needed against all the draws. Yeah, both guys also have wide ranges, especially the straddle has a very huge range. Yeah, I like it. We should for sure bet again. I guess he 10-8 calls again. I wouldn't hate if he raises. This is like non-standard, but he puts a 9 and all the other draws in a very tough spot. And some of the other draws beat you. And you will get them to fold by the river. At least, yeah, let's see. He's just calling. Interesting river spot. Definitely not betting the ace-9 again. And this is again, well, my rule of thumb might come into play. When you got a very weak hand, and your opponent most likely has to beat, you should try to bluff. I mean, he should have some fold equity against a 7 and a 9, right? Although not sure. I mean, he made a reroll call against double-sized overbet on the river once before. You have to bluff some hands. Is his hand good for bluffing? A bit. I mean, it's not the worst. It's also not the best candidate. I mean, he has no heart in his hand, so can at least expect some fold equity against all the flush draws. Yeah, I mean, bluff it, baby. Come on. Yeah, he's bluffing. In my mind, this is a tough call, but as he called the double-sized pot bet before, I don't expect him to fold here. Allez, allez. Make the call. Don't waste my time. LevMeALone already said that he wants everyone to hurry up. Yeah. Good call. Ooh, this might be, although that's not be, this will not be such a huge cooler, because yeah, I mean, it's hard to re-raise with the nines. Where you also can be put to the test this deep, so I like how he played it. He's also up against a relatively tight the gun range, so yeah, I like what he just called. I like that he's probably check calling the flop against, yeah, all the flush draws, all the gut shots, the open ender. Yeah, definitely standard, especially against such a small sizing. Let's hope that the 9 rolls off and we see a very big pot. Oh, baby! We will see some fireworks here. Checking the 9s, I guess. No. Inducing Wiktor to do something stupid. Not sure if this is GTO, probably not. Okay, Wiktor says I'm on tilt officially. I mean, he actually is not, he's just having like nuts. And he predicted it. Some hands ago he said quads again or something. And the knights just call. What? What just happened here? Why did he check? Are they displaying the wrong hole cards? No. Why the fuck should he check ever? Ah, okay, I misread the thing completely. I thought that both guys had a full house. I'm not sure why I thought that. So yeah. Yeah. After the 4th diamond hit, obviously he has to check it. Why the fuck did I thought that they have a full house both? For me, the flop was like king, king 6. So maybe I should get glasses or something. Okay, that's way too loose of an open. I don't like. I can't approve this open race. 5's probably just call, yeah. Yeah, 5's look very good on this board. Expect him to check call. Kings also don't look, not kings. King 8 does not look too bad. 2 overcards, back to flush draw, back to straight draw. Okay. Now he has his flush draw. 5's also improved. Not improved, but has a flush draw now too. So I don't expect anyone to fold yet here. Guess another check call. I would love if he's going for the overbet again. His opponent showed the tendency to call again. He might also expect some bluff again. So I would love the overbet. I mean, he often has some pot control-y hand. So yeah, I would love it if he's betting like 60k again. Nah, just half pot. I mean, it's a tough call with 5s. This is not that polarized, and he could value bet a king, maybe even a 10. And what is he beating? The hands that picked up a backdoor flush draw and did not got there, for example. Or like gut shot type hands. I mean, this is a close. If it's a call, it's a very close one. Yep. Looks like a standard hand so far. Now it's probably getting a check call or something. Yep. I think we already reviewed this hand earlier too. But yeah. I mean, probably not all guys know this hand already, so let's look into it again. King Queen might bet again. I like if he does. Yep, actually quite big. Yeah, top pair, easy call. Trips just check call, I guess. Because yeah, a lot of stuff can beat you. Straights beat you, full houses beat you, jacks with a better kicker beat you. This is basically every jack, so just check calling. Although it seems quite weak with trips. Yeah, king queen going for the overbet bluff. Seems like Michael Addamo actually is considering to fold. But not for long. Daniel Negreanu dances and shows Jack 7 suited. Okay, yeah. I think I already reviewed this hand too. So yeah, standard flop play, standard turn play. We'll go check call again. Even LevMeALone really loves to overbet. Yeah, on the river, yeah, king 10 checks and hope to get to showdown cheaply. And I think he will not get the opportunity to do so. But yeah, with all the busted draws, all gut shots, all open-ender didn't got there. Flush draw didn't got there, so this has to be a mandatory call. I also don't expect my opponent to have many threes. So yeah, I like how both played this one. This hand also seems familiar, but yeah. 4-5, definitely defending, maybe even 3-betting a low percentage. Yeah, queen 6. And this is a very marginal hand out of position to play. And yeah, he will face some heat now, but yeah, definitely standard flop call. Yeah, I say also a good turn call. Although it's getting a lot closer now. Yeah, on the river. Should Michael pull the trigger? I think I already debated this once. It makes sense against the 6. It makes sense against hands like 7, 8s, 9s, 10s. A jack will probably not fold. Could be because it could be ahead against some things like ace queen or ace king suited. It's rarely the case that he wins, but there's some small possibility. So I say, yeah, checking isn't the worst. And yeah, LevMeALone also seems to be a very crazy guy, so probably made the right decision. He also probably has more reads on him than I do. Ace king, I expect 3-bet. Wow, this is quite a big one. I guess this is because they are so deep too. Check, check on the flop? Question mark? Nope. Ace 2 suited bets 8 small. Yeah, don't disagree. I mean, once you have the nut flush draw, this seems to be fine. Oh, he's betting turn again. I mean, you can fold out better ace highs. You are ahead against flush draws that don't have a pair. And there are now 2 flush draws out there. So this might even be sometimes a value bet. He also improved a bit. Now the 5 gives him the wheel. This is a very good call by Ace-King on the turn. Ace-King realizes that there are a ton of potential draws that didn't got there yet, so I wonder what he does if he's facing another bet. Okay, he's not facing another bet. I really wonder what he would have done on the river. I guess he probably folds. Oh, I also know this hand already. I think LevMeALone makes a huge mistake here by raising the flop when they are this deep. With just top pair in a 3-bet pot where your opponent can have a lot of stuff that beats you, like jacks, queens, kings, aces, tens. I don't like making the pot that huge. I mean, after raising, it's definitely, it seems okay to bet turn again. Yeah, now he has a full house and his hand looks very good. Pot already is huge, so yeah. I actually don't hate his sizing because I mean, he's not folding out a 10 or something, but he might not just get a call from hands like jacks or queens. I mean, yeah, I mean, so he saves some money, whereas if he checked, he might have gotten the bad news and wrestle. And ace is also in a bit of a tough spot because, yeah, I mean, you are high up in your range, but you just race against a 10 and 4 speed you, deuce beats you, and your opponent, yeah, okay, your opponent can also have jacks or queens, which you beat. So yeah, this, I was probably talking shit and it's not that tough and an easy value raise. But you are not ahead always, but ahead against more than 50% of his calling range. So raise is the correct play. And this is 600k pot. Okay, that's just some crazy pre-flop all-ins. Especially crazy from 8-9. Not sure what the stack size was. This is also not that interesting, so no need to look deeper into that. We have no Holecards here. We have Holecards here. What's this? Okay, maybe we got Holecards here, so let's... He's just... This can be a misclick. Or what are they doing? Yeah, this might have been a misclick by him, but... Yeah, 10's obviously no way getting away. Especially because this could be a misclick. Are they doing some very crazy shit? What's going on there? Why is this dude all in all the time? Okay. So these are just some crazy hands where we don't know what is going on. Maybe they got a agreement that if they raise, it has to be all in, and they can also limp or something. Yeah. Some crazy shit at the end, but no hands we can analyze. So I guess it's time to wrap up the session. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope who like my analysis. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, remember that you should also subscribe to my Twitch, because only there you can watch the whole thing live. Yeah, thanks for watching, Robbie. Yeah, signing out. Until next time, good luck at the tables. Bye bye.